My brothers and sisters, rejoice in the Lord always. I shall say it again, rejoice. That's how we got the name of this Sunday, Gaudete Sunday. Rejoice. It's why I'm wearing, this is not pink, I'm wearing rose-colored vestments to kind of lighten the mood as we move toward Christmas. Rejoice. Really? If anyone has watched the news over the past 48 hours, there's a lot that we don't have to rejoice about. How do we as a people, in the face of the most recent shootings out in Connecticut, rejoice? Certainly, those who have died are in the hands of God, and we rejoice over that. But what about the parents and the grandparents and the neighbors? The questions that are tearing at their heart. The emptiness that they feel. Does it ever go away? No. And the question, why? How? And in the face of that, we hear today's readings. Rejoice. Because, you know, this reading has been proclaimed on this day for centuries. In the middle of war, in the middle of famine, in the middle of disaster, this reading has been proclaimed. My brothers and sisters, I say to you, rejoice. Boom. I say to you, rejoice. Floods. I say to you, rejoice. Shootings. We as a people of faith stand firm in what we heard in that first reading from the prophet Zephaniah. Now you may not realize it, but we only read from Zephaniah once every 3 years. And this happens to be the once. Because most of the book of the prophet Zephaniah is really depressing. And so the church in her infinite wisdom has selected the one part that's not. And we only read it once every 3 years. And he says, on that day it shall be said in Jerusalem, fear not, O Zion, be not discouraged. The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty Savior. And that is why we rejoice. Because we as a people of faith genuinely believe in the incarnation. We as a people of faith genuinely believe that our God is in his midst, in our midst. And that's what we're going to celebrate in 10 days. That's what we're here for tonight. Because our God is in our midst. And it is in that that we have hope. It's our faith. Our faith doesn't give us the answer to all those questions. Our faith gives us the courage to live with those questions. And to believe that there is something more. I think without faith, you can't go on. Without faith, it's not possible. If we didn't genuinely believe that our God lives and is present among us, if we didn't believe in the reality of the incarnation, the enfleshment of our God, then why bother? Then there is no hope. But it's only the hope that we have from our faith in Jesus Christ, who chose to become one of us and to suffer with us, not just on the cross, to get the flu, same as we did, to get in trouble with his mom and dad, same as I didn't, but you know, same as each of you probably did. That experience of what it means to be human and to wrestle with tough questions. But in the end, to genuinely believe that our God is with us. Because in our midst dwells the Holy One of Israel. In our homes, in the ways that we support, nurture, forgive, care for each other. In the ways that we build up family in little and in big ways. in our parish community as we come together to pray together, to learn what it means to forgive, to grieve together, and to celebrate together. I don't think any of us can do all of this alone. It's only in the bond of community that we come to know that the Holy One of Israel lives among us. And so it is our faith that makes that tangible. At the end of our Mass today, we'll celebrate the monthly anointing of the sick. It's kind of miserable outside. Probably most people who really need it didn't bother to come out tonight. You know, wise move. Stay home where you can stay healthy. But it's in simple things like the anointing of the sick, the sharing of Eucharist, the forgiving of each other. Monday night we'll have our Advent reconciliation service. That experience of coming together and believing in the possibility of forgiveness in a world that doesn't want to forgive, often thinks we shouldn't bother to, in a world that hungers for revenge so that others will hurt like we hurt. And yet we believe that in our midst lives the Holy One of Israel. That's what we celebrate. That's why our nativity set continues to grow at each Mass. That's why today the nativity scene went up on the front of the church. This is the midway point in the Advent season. Now we're no longer looking for the coming of Christ at the end of time. Yes, we still look for that. But now we begin to reflect on the wonder of the Incarnation. The wonder of Jesus of Nazareth, born in Bethlehem, Son of God, Son of Mary. And in that simple sign, hope is renewed in our world. But it's a hope that has to be infleshed, incarnated by each and every one of us, as we take the faith that we celebrate here and go home and make it real in the people that we meet. I think this is the challenge of a day like today. And it is the reason why you and I can sit here tonight and hear the words that Paul speaks to the Philippians. My brothers and sisters, rejoice in the Lord always. I say it again, rejoice. Your kindness should be known to all, for the Lord is near.